Imagine standing at the edge of the ocean. Now imagine that beneath those waves lies a world so vast that we've explored less of it than the surface of Mars. Right now, 95% of our oceans remain completely unknown. We have satellites orbiting distant planets, powerful telescopes that can see galaxies billions of light-years away. Yet the largest place on our own planet is still almost completely unexplored. That sounds impossible. How can humanity reach the moon, send robots to Mars, and still know so little about the water covering more than 70% of Earth? The answer isn't distance. It's pressure. Space may be cold and empty, but the deep ocean is one of the most hostile environments in the entire universe. Every 10 meters you descend, the pressure increases. By the time you reach the deepest part of the ocean, the pressure is more than 1,000 times greater than what you're feeling right now. At those depths, a normal submarine would collapse instantly. Even steel isn't strong enough. Only a handful of specially designed vehicles have ever reached the bottom. The deepest place on Earth is called the Mariana Trench. Its lowest point, Challenger Deep, is nearly 11 kilometers below sea level. If Mount Everest were dropped into it, its peak would still remain underwater. You might expect the deepest parts of the ocean to be completely lifeless. Instead, they're full of creatures that seem impossible. Animals that survive without sunlight, without plants, and under pressures that would crush almost anything else on Earth. Many of these animals create their own light. This ability is called bioluminescence. In the darkness of the deep sea, light isn't powered by electricity. It's created by life itself. Some creatures use light to hunt. Others use it to hide. Some even communicate by flashing patterns, like underwater Morse code. In a world without sunlight, light becomes language. And every single year, scientists discover hundreds of new marine species. Not because they evolved recently, but because we've never seen them before. Imagine how many are still waiting to be found. Then there's one mystery that still fascinates scientists today. In 1997, underwater microphones recorded an enormous sound. It became known simply as the Bloop. The sound was louder than almost anything ever recorded underwater. For years, nobody knew what created it. Some imagined an undiscovered sea monster. Others believed it came from something even stranger. Years later, scientists finally solved the mystery. The Bloop wasn't an unknown creature after all. It was most likely the sound of a gigantic Antarctic iceberg cracking beneath the ocean. But the fact that millions believed it could be a living animal shows just how little we know about the deep sea, and there are still sounds that nobody can fully explain. Every year, underwater microphones capture strange noises from the deep. Most eventually receive an explanation. Some still don't. The truth is, the ocean is incredibly difficult to explore. Radio signals don't travel well underwater. GPS doesn't work. Even sunlight disappears within a few hundred meters. Beyond that, machines must navigate almost completely blind. That's why mapping the ocean floor is unbelievably difficult. In fact, scientists have mapped the Moon, Mars, and Venus in greater detail than much of Earth's own seabed. Even today, every major deep-sea expedition discovers something unexpected. New ecosystems, new species, sometimes entire underwater mountains that nobody knew existed. Our own planet still has blank spaces on the map. Think about that for a moment. You don't need to travel across the galaxy to find the unknown. Some of the greatest mysteries on Earth are hidden beneath the waves, waiting for someone to discover them. Every expedition, every submarine dive, every new discovery reminds us of the same incredible truth. We know more about distant galaxies than we do about much of our own planet. Somewhere beneath those dark waters, there may be animals, ecosystems, or scientific discoveries that could completely change what we know about life itself. And we haven't found them yet. The greatest mystery isn't always somewhere far away. Sometimes, it's hiding beneath the same oceans that cover more than 70% of our own world. The next time you look at the ocean, remember, you're not just looking at water. You're looking at the largest unexplored place on Earth. And somewhere, in that endless darkness, The next great discovery is still waiting. Every question leads to another mystery. Subscribe to Curious Theory and explore the science, history, and hidden stories that shape our world. Until next time, stay curious.